Yo, what up, YouTube? I've done this twice before, but YouTube isn't cooperating. Welcome to the theater. It's Prodigy, so let's go ahead and get started. Clearly, you can see what we're going to be talking about today very quickly in the email. Before anybody kind of freaks out, I've already submitted counter notifications. I've already taken the steps I need to take to ensure that my channel will come back. Even if my channel goes down, within 3 weeks, it's 10 to 14 business days. So again, 5 days a week. So Monday through Friday, you will see 5, 10, 15, obviously, or 14. My channel will come back up. And so I'm not worried about it. I'm not necessarily concerned. I'm not scared. The only thing that does make me worried, and it's a topic that I was going to address at the start of the year anyway, is life and survival survival in that aspect, and how things were going to change because of that, or things that I could possibly do to assist in that and probably make the experience better overall for y'all. Beyond that, what could I do? What can I say? Most of what was taken down was Overlord and one episode of Soma, so everything but episodes 9 and 11 of Overlord have been taken down. I should probably go private the rest of them, but I'm not as necessarily worried about it. If the channel goes down, I've already taken, like I said before, the steps to get it back. I will still want to have that discussion, and I think I'm going to have that discussion sooner rather than later, where we are going to talk about copyright. And especially because of kind of a startling realization that I found out about anime and who's claiming these videos. And I guess we'll do that now. You see I'm kind of down. I've recorded the video 3 times, so it's kind of like I've had to think about this. I'm kind of becoming more and more focused. But let's go ahead and search up who issued the takedown. And we're going to go ahead and do this. But what's going to happen is there probably will be format changes on the main channel at some point, but what I definitely will move into is I will be doing, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the thing that I'm looking for? I will still be doing live reactions, just a change in the format. More than likely, on here we'll be doing older live reactions, and I'm gonna hold off on anything from Funimation. Because they seem to be the hardest hitting right now, or the ones that are getting the hardest. And I'm probably that was probably last video, but I'm going to be focusing on the stuff that's on Daisuke, because I can do Daisuke pretty safely because they've actually chosen to work with live reactors, as opposed to necessarily attacking us. So yes, those who do pull things down, we do have permission, or we have the ability to at least discuss and get strikes removed from Daisuke. That's completely for a different video at a different time. But let's talk about this. I've done this video multiple times, and it's been like 10 minutes each time, so we're just gonna keep this short and to the point. My channel can disappear in 7 days. Like I said before, it will probably come back up. I'm 99% sure that it will come back up, hence why you don't see me freaking out. Next up, and I can explain that very quickly. Basically, when you get a copyright strike here on YouTube, let me just do this really quickly. When you get a copyright strike here on YouTube, you have the opportunity to submit a counter notification, basically saying that the copyright strike is not legitimate. Don't do this with claims, because claims can then turn into strikes to become a bigger problem. But when it comes to strikes, you should counter notify them. Once they counter notify them in 10 to 14 business days, 2 almost 3 business weeks, you will be able to that strike will be lifted if the company does not respond. Usually they do not respond. Daisuke is the only company to have responded, and since then me and I know a couple of other live reactors have come kind of to an agreement with them. And so what I'm saying in all of that, and what I'm proposing here, is that how to say all of this, not to necessarily worry as much. The channel, even if it goes down, as long as one of the copyright strikes is lifted, your channel will be reinstated. Yeah, so there you go. The channel will come back. It will be brought back to its former glory. I don't know what that was. I'm just trying to kind of keep up. But these are the people that are sending out the copyright strikes, or people that are issuing them. I could go through all of these, which I did. Copyright. Basically, it seems like it's a TV station. Copyright of a TV show. Yeah, you can't do. I probably should read this, which I probably will in a little bit. I haven't sat down and actually done a whole lot of thing. The interesting thing is if I do this. So, so this is other than YouTube, obviously. So that would be your sites that people know about. I'm not going to go just listing off sites. No reason to give somebody ammo. But here is for illegal uploads to YouTube. Obviously, this is what's hitting us. Somebody is going in, program name, performer, URL, all that other stuff. And you can check the different types of content. Pretty much this means, and why I wanted to talk about this, and I'm going to try and keep this as brief as possible. When it's funny when I said we are at war, but I still don't like war. We are in a fight for the survival, the preservation, or the chance to bring some to make what live reactions legitimate within the community. And I think it's people within the community, specifically just the anime community in general, from just general research that I've done for the past year, if not year plus, where I've gone to various sites, Reddit, smaller forums, and then via anime, my anime list and stuff like that. You can see that there is a hostility towards reactions. Some people don't understand them in terms of why they're appealing to people, and other people dismiss them, and other people, and I think the people that are most likely to do this, the people that think they're outright illegal. And again, I've had this conversation kind of a month before now, but it's not as serious as that. I think it's something that can be far more of a discussion. Is it legal? 100% no. There's a very much a gray area, but that's due to the laws not being updated like they should be. But it's not necessarily 100% illegal, especially not here in the United States. It does fall under fair use, and I'm more than willing to make an argument in a case with anybody, or I shouldn't say a case like that. I'm more than willing to have a discussion. I don't want to have an argument, a discussion about it in detail. I have really sat down and talked about this. And I've had this discussion kind of recently, but it's all right. What else is there? I think that's it. At the end of the day, I think that I'm going to just kind of take my time. I'm going to be over on Twitch primarily. If you're looking for me, I will probably be streaming over there on a consistent basis. I would say follow me on Twitter for updates. You'll be getting older series, so Your Lie in April, The Devil is a Part-Timer, stuff like that will probably be popping up on here, and we'll be up here for a little bit. I may mess around with the format a little bit just to see how things work and how people like it. If you have any ideas for a format change, definitely leave it out. The first one that comes to mind is to maybe along the bottom here have the subtitles so you can follow along. Then have a timestamp so that you can sync up the video. Yes, I know tablet and mobile users, this is really bad for you. But the easiest way to say this is I have to do something personal for my own survival at this point. And I'm not talking about YouTube survival. I'm talking about like literal being able to meet the needs I have on a day-to-day basis or a month-to-month basis. And so I'm going to have to make some changes. So hopefully you understand. If you don't, if you think that I'm wrong, if you think I'm stupid, let me know as always. I'm more than willing to accept criticism. Just try to be respectful about it. If you think I'm wrong, explain to me. Explain to me like I'm in kindergarten. If you think I'm stupid, then explain to me as such. Take nothing for granted. Assume that I know nothing. Assume that I understand nothing and break it down. If you do that, that's how you inform people. That's how you help people to grow. When it's condescending, when it's inflammatory, when you're going at somebody's character or somebody as opposed to talking about the point and explaining why it's necessarily bad, then that's where you start to have and get really personal. You start to cause very personal issues with the argument. So again, if you think I'm wrong, explain it to me. If you're willing to have that discussion, I'm definitely down. The discussion I already said I wanted to have about copyright, we're going to have it. And I have one person in mind. I'm going to ask him who he thinks we should bring onto the panel. It's probably easy for people to guess who it is. But I want to actually have that discussion. But until next time, this has been Prodigy. I think that's all I want to talk about. There will be live reactions coming on this channel. I'm going to be probably getting more into the gaming side of things. And so I guess the easiest thing to say is live reactions are something I love to do and enjoy. But to be able to do them safely is still not possible. So at a certain point, something's going to have to give. And so I don't want to just spring it on you when something may come up where it's like, I don't want to make it some unknown ultimatum. At a certain point, it's going to be a decision between basically being able to meet my bills every month one way or another, and that has to get done. As an adult, I don't have the option to ignore that. So yeah, it was good talking to y'all. I'll talk to y'all a little bit later. If you have any questions, hit me up. Remember to support the community. Anime Blaze went down. The Animates went down. people have gotten hit today. So yeah, it's all good talking to y'all. I'll talk to y'all a little bit later, and hopefully this was informative about who's actually doing this. So people within the community, rather than just doing this, which you have every right to do so, talk, conversate. Wow, converse, please. And have a discussion. Be willing to talk about it and explain to why somebody's wrong, rather than you punch somebody and all that does is cause somebody to resent you. That doesn't explain to them why they were wrong. You hit somebody, you hurt somebody, and all that does is it continues a cycle, a continual cycle of people being angry with one another, because no one is ever trying to see the other person's point of view or trying to explain their point of view in a way through means that don't involve pain or causing pain to somebody else. You can discuss things in a reasonable manner that doesn't have to feel as though it's an attack towards other people. But it's good talking to y'all, and I'll talk to y'all a little bit later. It's been Prodigy. Peace.